Hello and welcome back to the MSP432 project YouTube channel. Today we are going to give you a brief presentation of how a possible implementation of the famous game 2048 in the MSP432 can look like. For those who are not aware of what game we are exactly talking about, here's a short explanation. 2048 is a computer game which is played most of the time in a web browser of your choice. The principle of it is easy. You have a quadratic 4x4 board of tiles. Each of those tiles can either contain a power of 2 or is empty. At the start of a run-through, the board is completely empty, except one random field with either a 2 or a 4. After each move, there spawns a new 2 or 4 at a random field, which must be of course empty prior. A move describes the tilt of the board to the top, bottom, left or right. By tilting the board, the tiles with a number in it move in the same direction, and if it crashes with another tile containing the same number, they sum up to the next higher power of 2. The goal is to make such moves that in the end you get a tile with the number 2048, therefore the game name 2048. But if the board becomes full with no valid moves playable, you lose. For our software, we use the microcontroller MSP432, which you can see here, and the Edu Mark II booster pack here as input to read the user's commands and output device to display the visuals. Our project is split into three main components. The classes GameLogic.cpp and .h carry the task of the backend by providing the logic of the game. On the other hand, the classes display.cpp and .h takes the role of a front end, managing the visualization of the board and much more. Lastly, there is main.cpp, combining those two aspects for the microcontroller.
Coming to the front end, I will now show you the ways to play the game on the LCD display. If you hit the upper button of the MK2 kit, you can change the dimension of the field you want to play on. You can choose between a 2x2, a 3x3 and a 4x4 field. We chose those values because a 1x1 field obviously doesn't make much sense, and with a dimension above 4, all the numbers are hardly to read anymore. If you hit the lower button, you can start the game. We now see the field getting initialized and see a 2 spawn at a random location. If we now move the joystick up, right, down or left, we can play the game and move the numbers to the direction we push the joystick into. During the game, you can hit the upper button again and we will see the pause screen. You now see here your current score of the actual game and the high score of all games you played during the time the MSP432 is on. If you restart the microcontroller with this button or turn off the power, the high score gets overwritten to 0 again. If you hit the upper button again now, you will just get redirected to the position of play you left before. But if you press the lower button, you will reset the game. We now get redirected into the start screen and we can choose the same options as before. I will now play on a 2x2 field. We can now see the size of the fields of the squares is differently as well as the font size. I can now go into the pause menu again and see the high score of an 8 of my previous round is still there. I now want to crash the game to show you the end screen. Now I don't have any possible moves left and I see a game over screen. I get my high score, my current score, and the high score got overwritten with the obviously higher score this time. If I now hit the upper button again, I get redirected into the start screen once more and can choose between the dimensions again.